Next topic is nose. We'll study four main things, four important things, that is nasal cavity, nasal septum, little's area and lateral wall. So first let's start with nasal cavity. In this we are having four bones and two cartilages. See, if this in this diagram there is two nasal bones above and two frontal process of maxilla. So these constitute the four bone or the nasal cavity. Then there are two cartilages, superior nasal cartilages, inferior nasal cartilages, and one extra which is known as septal cartilages. The inferior nasal cartilages are also known as alar cartilages, and superior nasal cartilages are also known as lateral nasal cartilages. And also in the nasal cavity there is nasal bone, cartilages, and in the floor there is maxilla and palate. So this constitute and cribriform plate is a part of the nasal cavity. So this is all the constituents of the nasal cavity. Then we come to the nasal septum. We'll study four things in this: formation, arterial supply, nerve supply, and clinical. So nasal septum is formed by bony part, cartilaginous part, and cuticular part. So cuticular part is obviously fibrofatty tissue. Cuticle bony is from vomer and perpendicular plate of ethmoid. So you can see in this diagram vomer and perpendicular plate of ethmoid, these form the bony part, and the cartilaginous part is formed by the septal process of major alar cartilage. So this forms the cartilaginous part. If we come to the arterial supply, anterior superior part is supplied by the anterior ethmoid artery, posterior inferior part by sphenopalatine artery, anterior inferior part by superior labial and greater palatine arteries, and posterior superior part by sphenopalatine artery. These all four arteries come and anastomose in the Kieselbach plexus. So this is an arterial plexus known as Kieselbach plexus. And arteries, if I repeat again, are sphenopalatine, greater palatine, anterior ethmoidal, and superior labial artery. So this is known as Little's area, and the plexus is known as Kieselbach plexus. What is the clinical of this Little's area? The Little's area is the most common site of nose bleeding in young adults, usually due to fingernail trauma, that is nose picking, and small ulcer. So if the adult is doing nose picking a lot of times, or there is an ulcer, it can lead to a fingernail trauma which will result in nose bleeding. So septal branch of the sphenopalatine artery is the largest, longest, and tortuous. Septal branch of sphenopalatine, which is present in the posterior superior part. Hence, it is also termed artery of nose bleeding or rhinologist artery, also known as artery of nose bleeding or rhinologist artery. So we discussed Little's area in this. So let's come back to the nasal septum. If we study about its nerve supply, so anterior superior part by anterior ethmoidal nerve, anterior inferior part by superior alveolar nerve, and the posterior part is supplied by the branches coming from the pterygopalatine ganglion. The clinical is DNS and epistaxis. What is DNS? DNS is deviated nasal septum. So it may occur as a sequel to the post-nasal trauma. After any nasal trauma, the nasal septum can deviate, or this is also caused by congenital malformation. So excessive deviation of the nasal septum may cause nasal obstruction. If the nasal septum is deviated to a large extent, it will lead to nasal obstruction. It is treated by submucous resection known as SMR, submucous resection of septum. And what is the clinical epistaxis? Epistaxis is nose bleeding which commonly occurs due to trauma of Kieselbach plexus in the Little's area, what uh, we have just seen. So we discussed Little's area. Now we are coming to the lateral wall of the nose. This is a very important topic. So what are the features in the lateral wall of the nose? there are three conchae, or sorry if I'm pronouncing it wrong, or turbinates. So three conchae, three meatus, and also recesses and some air sinuses. And there are many openings below the sinuses also. So let's study one by one. So three concha: superior concha, middle concha, and inferior concha. Superior concha is a curved bony projection from the medial surface of the ethmoid bone. It is the smallest concha. So on the medial side, if you can see the superior nasal concha. Superior nasal concha, middle concha, and inferior concha. So middle concha is a curved bony projection from the medial surface of ethmoid bone. So both the superior and middle nasal concha are coming from the ethmoid bone. But the inferior concha is an independent bone. The inferior concha is a independent bone. So these are all the conchas. Meatus. There are three meatus: superior meatus, middle meatus, and inferior meatus. Superior meatus lies below the superior concha. So this is the superior meatus. Middle meatus lies underneath the middle concha. It represents ethmoidal bulla and hiatus seminolaris. Ethmoidal bulla is a rounded elevation produced by underlying middle ethmoidal sinus, and hiatus seminolaris is a deep circular circus below the bulla. So see in this diagram, the upper this portion is the ethmoidal air sinus. This semicircular area is hiatus seminolaris, and it contains four openings: middle ethmoidal air sinus in between, maxillary air sinus here on the posterior aspect of the hiatus seminolaris, anterior ethmoidal air sinus in the middle of the hiatus seminolaris, and frontal air sinus in the anterior part of the hiatus seminolaris. So these are the openings in the meatus. Inferior meatus is the largest and lies below the inferior concha. So this shady portion is inferior meatus, and below this there is an opening for the nasolacrimal duct. Also there is one more sinus which is known as sphenoidal air sinus.